Up the card to our 8th bout on the UFC 300, we have Jiri Prochazka versus Aleksandar Rakic. And now this one's a very interesting fight. I would say it's one of those 50-50, 55-45 fights because we just don't really know what Rakic is going to look like. And then Jiri Prochazka is just a very weird fighter. He's a very weird style on the feet, of course. I feel like Rakic could probably go out there and control him on the ground. But then you have Prochazka's ability, like Derek Lewis, like an alternate form of it where he just gets up, but he just finds weird ways to get back to his feet. Like you'll see Derek Lewis just like, get off of me, like I'm just gonna stand up. Jiri Prochazka is like, you saw it in the Glover fight. He like hopped off the cage and like really weird positions that you don't think people would get out of. Jiri Prochazka finds ways to do it. So there's that in this fight. Jiri Prochazka, again, very unorthodox on the feet, has a shin right out there. He was landing pretty decently on Alex Pereira as well. Aleksandar Rakic is coming off of what, like almost a 2-year layoff after losing to Jan Blachowicz. It was a leg injury, so I guess it is counted as a TKO. He was kind of doing decent before he did get TKO finished with the leg injury. I think it was like I want to say it was his ACL. It was a pretty brutal ACL. I've been kind of wondering when he was going to come back. I was wishing it was against a guy like Ankalaev because I think their styles match a little bit more, and I think it would bring probably some good skills out of both of them because they're both pretty good on the ground and both pretty solid on the feet as well. So, but we're not getting that fight. We get Jiri Prochazka here coming off a 5-month turnaround from the Alex Pereira fight where he got finished on the ground. I was pretty angry about that fight. I'm going to be honest. Like, I get he got finished there, but I felt like it was stopped way too soon. People say Jiri said he was out. He said the same thing against Dominic Reyes. I think there's a little bit of a language barrier there because he said the same thing against Reyes. When you say you're out, we're thinking like he's flatlined or he's finding where he's at. I think he just meant rocked is what I think he meant. So I don't know. Maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but Jiri Prochazka, I think he got the wrong end of a little bit of a stoppage there. However, Alex Pereira did catch him and punched him on the ground a little bit, but I do think it was stopped a little early. But other than that, I think I am going to go Jiri Prochazka. He's just very weird on the feet. Rakic is very... He's good on the feet as well. Has really nice leg kicks. If you've seen Aleksandar Rakic's leg kicks, they're absolutely brutal. It would be kind of interesting to see what he does in this fight because after like a pretty rough ACL injury or a pretty rough knee injury, I wonder if Rakic is really going to go as hard as he goes with the leg kicks. Because if you've seen it, he goes all in with them. It is some of the most brutal leg kicks I've ever seen. Jiri Prochazka will have a 2-inch reach advantage. I think he's going to be able to land on Rakic, and it's going to be more of, will Rakic be able to control him on the ground? Because I can see Rakic just unloading a bunch of takedowns. I think he's going to try and stand with Jiri Prochazka on the feet. Again, there's that rust. I have seen his training videos. Like, he's going pretty hard in training, so maybe he's not as rusty. It seems like he's getting a lot of work done there as well. So maybe he's just getting in the flow of things, doing a lot of sparring. But I think Jiri Prochazka is going to be able to land on him. Very unique style. I don't think Rakic does have the ability to possibly KO Jiri, but I think Jiri just finds his way into fights, finds ways to win. And I do think that this is going to be more of a fight where Rakic is going to be looking to take down Jiri Prochazka after Jiri Prochazka lands pretty rough on him. So Rakic will be the older fighter here, very interestingly enough. Will be off 2 years from his last fight. I don't really like seeing that. We said the same thing with the Jiri Prochazka and Alex Pereira fight. Jiri Prochazka was able to land on Alex Pereira a little bit, at least made it decently competitive at certain points in that fight. So I'm going Jiri Prochazka. I think he just finds ways to win. This is more like a 55-45. It's just more of what we'll see from Rakic in this fight. But I do believe in Prochazka. I think he can find his way off bottom. I think he can do more damage in this fight. So I'm going Jiri in this one. Rakic, I think probably 2 years ago when he was, 30 or something like that, he was definitely a guy that you wanted to look at, or at least 31, a very young 31, was a guy you were definitely looking at. But right now, after a pretty brutal knee injury, I don't know if I trust him, at least coming back. Same thing with Jiri Prochazka, off you think like a year and a half or whatever with the pretty brutal shoulder injury that we've never seen before, this and that. Same kind of opinion there against a guy like Pereira. But in this case, Prochazka, 5-month turnaround. I don't think he'll get a title shot. I saw something where he said he wanted to get a title shot if he wins this one. That's probably not going to happen, but I'm going Jiri. I think he can find ways off the bottom, and I think he'll do more damage before it gets there. So I'm going Jiri Prochazka. Maybe he gets the finish here. I don't know. Maybe we're looking at like a 3rd round TKO, if anything. If not, it'll probably go to a decision, in my opinion. But Jiri Prochazka has a lot of finishes in his career. How many finishes does he have? Let's see. 21 first round TKOs, 2 second round TKOs, and 2 third round TKOs. So what is that? Like 23, 25 TKOs out of... So he's 25 knockouts within his 29 wins. So I'm going to go 3rd round TKO over Rakic. I think he finds his way. I think the takedowns are going to be defended a little bit easier. Remember, he took on Glover beforehand, and his takedown defense looked decent. Like, it wasn't good, but he was finding his ways in the fight. So he wasn't, like, getting completely out. Like there's certain points where he's getting out grappled. Like, don't get me wrong, there Glover's very good on the ground, but he did a little bit better than I thought he was going to do. So I'm going Jiri Prochazka, 3rd round TKO. I think the damage is going to be a little bit too much for Rakic, especially coming back after 2 years. We'll see how he deals with it. This one could definitely go to a decision, but I'm going Jiri. People are saying TKO. That's probably the way to go. If not, I can see it also just ending in a decision. So let me know what you guys think about this fight down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.